Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Art and Modular Paint and Patch. I'm back. Wow, it's been busy, and I just played in there with a video that I've just finished editing. So last week I started at 7:30. The week before that I started at 8:30. Started at 8:30 today. To give me a bit more time for the editing. And it's been a real mixed week, like amazingly mixed week. I've had quite a lot on logistically. It seems like I've been getting nowhere, and then all of a sudden great things have happened, and I suppose sometimes that's how it works. So the beginning of the week, I was experimenting with traditional oils for the Gary Newman commission, like I've mentioned last week. And, that was coming along last week. And then this week, it's just, it's been no good. I mean, really, every which way, it's been a mess. And then I was considering, okay, I might just have to go back to household glosses, which in that video, when I put that video together, I thought I'd put some footage of me doing a live painting. It was a couple of years ago, just to show you the technique and like the freedom that you get with, oil-based gloss, throwing it around and letting it travel through the air. It's beautiful. And I was thinking, you know what, I might as well just go back to that because it's like 10,000 hours, isn't it? Like the more you do things, the more that things just naturally become natural to you. And that style of painting is very natural to me. But I really, really want to try traditional oils. And I have painted with them before, and my hand is out and I'm sort of struggling to paint with them at the moment. So it's been a real downer. Like, I've put hours in, it's just I've got nowhere. And then I'm thinking, I really want to get this commission out. I really want to start art and modular synthesis, and it's just not working for me in traditional oils. So I'm sort of going to keep going and see where it goes. Hopefully I'm going to get something, but I can always go back to the way I painted. But as I said before, it's a beautiful freeing painting experience, and I love painting with it, but it's just so caustic, it's just so fumey. I don't know. So again, it's really weird. I thought today, actually, this podcast is going to be just nice for me, just because I don't keep a diary, and I've always loved to keep a diary. And this is sort of a diary to myself, really. And when I sat down this week and thought how bad it's been in parts, creativity-wise, I've just thought, yeah, I go through these phases. It is what I go through. So to be able to talk about it and to be able to mark it, so when I look back, I can go, oh yeah, I can see what happened then, and look where I am now. So yeah, frustration. Okay, and then I've had to do some other stuff which I'll talk about. But then today I thought, yesterday I thought, okay, I want to make a piece of music, and I've been bumbling around and doing something, and it's okay, and it's not too bad. And again, I've been getting frustrated with the sound creation, music side of things. And then yesterday, the day before yesterday, I thought, right, let me get that rewired. So I've rewired that. I've got everything inside it, mixing just everything, the way I envisaged it. Like the couple of weeks before you've seen it, it's just everything's been sprayed all over the place. And that was a really lovely freeing experience to go, right, okay, this is my case now. This is where I am. I have to create with this. And then the next day, I wasn't doing very well on the creativity side of things. Then last night, I sort of got something. I thought, okay, yeah, maybe that might work. And then this morning, I decided, right, okay, all day on this to compose a bit of music for the intro and outro of this. And so I got it all set up and did one and didn't record it. It happens, doesn't it? And then I sort of found my way with the equipment and got this vibe and this little tune going. And then it sort of clicked and I got really into it. And it's like, oh, okay, something's working this week, because nothing's been working this week. And it's a longer piece. I've just cropped that intro piece up. It's quite longer than that. But at least it was something. It was something. And so I quickly just thought, right, okay, it'd be really nice to make it an intro. I'll smack some footage of me painting in there so people can see, in the intro what I do, me performing on the modular and me painting. And so it was real last minute and got it up, and I'm going to play out with it. Not going to do a live performance today. I'm going to play out with it. And the reason is I've just discussed before, I think when I'm streaming, the sound isn't very good. I think that my Mac sounds like an airdryer, and I haven't quit Illustrator or Photoshop. So I'm just going to do that. And hopefully let me just quit everything here. Sorry about this. And hopefully, yeah, I've quit everything now. That's good. And I can't remember where I was. So professional in my podcasts. So yeah, I sort of got it together. I thought it'd be really nice to to do it as a sound check as well. I've said before that I think when I stream, the bandwidth is so much, it struggles and it just compresses and it sounds like a tin can. So I thought, if I do a piece of music, play intro, outro, and then upload that video separately as an upload, which won't be compressed, I can then listen to the two. I can listen to my podcast, listen to that piece of music that I've uploaded, and then I can surely tell whether when I'm streaming, I'm just not getting the sound quality. If I'm not getting the sound quality when streaming and I am on the upload, then I won't do any live stuff because it's just going to sound rubbish. And I'll do what I've done here, take a take and do an intro, outro, and upload it to YouTube as well. So I'm going to upload that piece. It's a little bit longer, and also play it today, and then I can compare. So but yeah, so wow, I did some video editing. Yay! I enjoyed the video editing. Yay! I created a piece of sound, music, whatever we call that, and I got some of my footage of painting in. So today, really pleased with what I've done. The rest of the week, not so much creativity-wise. Which brings me on to what I've been doing as well within the week. So I've had a lot of time taken away because I haven't talked about this before, but I want to create a podcast. I love podcasts. I listened to them since 2005-06, This Week in Tech, Leo Laporte, and just found them fantastic straight away because you can just dive into these subjects. You can listen to what you want to listen to about. You haven't got to listen to radio, go on and on and on about stuff that you don't want to listen to, and you only listen to a little bit of what you like. Same with TV. I really don't watch TV anymore. For me, it's YouTube and podcasts. And I've always wanted to do one. But never really got round to it and never really thought what I could do it about. And then there's lots of sort of stuff going on in the modular and synth sort of community at the moment. It's red hot, it's brilliant, loads going on. And I thought, there's a little gap there that I'd like to listen to. There's a show there that I'd like to listen to that's not there. So I came up with a show, and that was in December. And I've been working on it since then. Mainly because I wanted to ask, there's a couple of people I wanted on. I wanted to get them to make sure they could do it. The one person I'm going to talk about in a minute, he's just super busy, and so it's great that I have got him on as a co-host. Logistics were just a nightmare. It was busy, but I've got it all together now. And so I've just trying to be reaching out to people for guests and trying to get the first episode ready, which is going to go live. Let me just grab my diary. It's going to go live after Super Booth, which I'll talk about in a minute. So we're recording on, I think, Saturday the 18th. No, sorry, Friday the 17th. So I'm going to try and get it up Saturday or Sunday the 18th for the 19th. So let me tell you what the podcast is all about. The podcast name is Esoteric Modulation. And I've called it this because I sort of want it to be about synth stuff. Yeah, definitely. But I want a news, you know, we all love to gossip and we all love the news, but I want it to be about modular because, you know, that's my love and, you know, that's what I like to do. But I want to talk about esoteric instruments as well, because that's what I'm really interested in. Because if you have a look at my rig, to a modular diode, a purist, they might go, well, that's not really modular. I think I'd be kicked out of modular on the spot, which is just pure modular, because I've got a continuum in there. And the reason is that I'm interested in just unusual equipment and unusual stuff to make my sounds with. And part of that is modular, but part of that isn't. And so I'm really interested, like the Seat Lombard, the Plum Butter, and, you know, the very unusual type of instruments that are a bit out there and I think are interesting and don't get covered enough. So I want to sort of like bring people in that use these pieces of equipment and talk about, you know, the unusual type of equipment as well as modular. And then, of course, I'm an artist, so I'd like to bring in a focus on art projects that are going that month that bring visual and sound art together as one. You know, I'm very interested in that, and the guests and co-hosts that I got on are interested in that too. And again, it's just something that you don't see or hear about. So, you know, I want to talk about that. Then we're going to do some listeners' questions, and we're going to do a Bandcamp Artist of the Month, and then a roundup of events coming up for, you know, modular and sound and art and things like that. So it's sort of, really, it's a show for me. And if somebody else likes it, then, you know, absolutely fantastic. So that's sort of what it's about. Now, I'm going to be all right. Obviously, I'm the host, but I've got Ben Wilson DivKid as a co-host, which is a coup because the guy is just super busy. You know, the amount of stuff he's got on, I just don't know how he does it, to be fair. I mean, I'm super busy. He is super busy. So our emails go back and forward. I think we're always discussing how busy we are. Oh, it's a nightmare. So, but I'm super pleased to have him on because he's just a wealth of knowledge. He's a big brain on modular, but not only that, music production, you know, he's the go-to person if you want to know and dig deep into a module. And he's done really well on YouTube. His content's absolutely fantastic. I couldn't ask for a better person to co-host, especially for the modular and for the esoteric side of the equipment as well. It's, fantastic. And then I've got Jason of Signal Sounds. I don't know whether you know Signal Sounds. They're a modular shop. And Jason has been real help to me. I've talked to him a lot. He's a great person to talk to. Again, just knows a lot about modular, and plus he's got his finger on the pulse of what's hot, what's not, what's going on. Fantastic, brilliant. So he's sort of going to be a regular-ish pundit on there, and then we're going to try and get other people in. I'm talking to Carl Swisher and people like that, to get them on to talk about, you know, their equipment, what's going on. I just think it'll be a generally interesting show and a show that I'd like to listen to. Maybe other people will or won't. But that is, if you go to the website, it's Sorry, I am zooming in on that. So if you go to the website www.esotericmodulation.com, there we go. There it is. There's information there, so you can have a look at that if you please. So that's that, and it really sort of comes nicely together for what I'm doing next week. And the other thing that I've been doing this week is getting ready for Super Booth for next week. So Super Booth, if you're into your instruments and synths, I need not say no more. It's a mecca. It's fantastic. Super Booth, let me just bring it up for you. So this is Super Booth's page. It's just a really, really great, fantastic, interesting sort of thing on Modular, synths, and everything else. It's just brilliant. So I will be going to Super Booth, and I've just been having to get ready for it. I'm flying out on the Wednesday and I'm back on the Sunday, and then in the week, so I was just going to look around, a bit of research for the show and just catch up with people, meet people, have a look at all the new equipment that's coming out. Brilliant. And then I got a text from Tom from Analog Solutions, and as you know, the Vostok is Analog Solutions, my first ever synth. So I know Tom well, and he said, I know you're going to Super Booth. The guy who was helping me unfortunately fell ill. Would you be able to give me a bit of a hand around Super Booth? And he's been really kind and paid for my accommodation, which I hadn't paid for, and I'd sort of booked it and not paid. And he said, look, I've got a spare room. Do you want it? I said, yeah, brilliant. And so thanks to Tom for that. But he just wants some help setting up and dismantling his stand, and just standing in for when he eats coffees, and he needs something to eat and that. So that'll be really interesting, having a look at it stand side. And I get a ticket, because with Super Booth, in the morning it's all for press, then in the afternoon the punters come in, and I was going to be a punter, but I now got a pass which gives me all day access, so I'll be able to see sort of behind the scenes what it's like when the sort of news guys come in and that type of stuff. So it'd be really, really interesting to look at it from that perspective, I think. The only trouble is Tom's impulse command is pretty much what is going to be on his stand. I ain't touched it. So if he goes for a coffee, and that thing is just a little bit weird. I don't know whether you've seen it, but it's really interesting piece of kit. But the architecture is really weird, so hopefully I might get my head around that, just in case I get people coming up while Tom's gone for a coffee and asking me what it's like, and I go, I'm not too sure. So that's going to be interesting, and again, a bit last minute, to and fro in, so took a bit of time up this week to sort all that out. But really looking forward to it, and really looking forward to the sort of different perspective that I'll get to see on it as well. So yeah, it's been busy getting all this together. Creativity wise, it's been a bit of a nightmare, and then come good towards the end of the week, getting that video together. So I've been sort of really pleased with what's happened so far. So I think that rounds it up, really. I'm going to try and keep it quick, and I'm just going to play out with the video, which is about 5 minutes, so you can see the full bit of it. If you want to hear it, if it comes over terrible live stream and you want to hear it, then I'm going to upload it, and it'll be a slightly longer version anyway. But it gives you an idea of how to paint. And just to reiterate, it's just all about painting sound. It is music, but also just sound. And it's about going with rhythm and flow, with beat. And the paint that I use in this video gives me the ability to do that. Again, swapping over traditional oils, it's very different. Still going with the flow, but I'm physically painting on with sort of trowels and spatulas. It's nice, it's lovely. I love doing that. Something about throwing paint though, aka Jackson Pollock Pollock was the, well, I say Jackson Pollock was the inventor, and actually he wasn't, because a lot of Indian art, American Indian art, used to be painted on the floor, very much in a Pollock, not Pollock style, but with dripping off sticks, I believe. So Pollock wasn't the first one to do it. And to be fair, when I started painting like that, I used to get really ribbed for, it's just another Pollock. But so I tried to keep away from Pollock's style as much as possible. If you look at my work and Pollock's work, it's very different. But in fact, I will admit, I've got one piece that does look a little bit Pollockish. But out of the whole of my pieces, there's only one piece. And that's just because the music takes me where the music takes me, But obviously I tried to stay away from that because it's a little bit obvious if you're painting that way, and there's not many people that paint that way, and you don't want to be painting like a painter that used to paint like that way, that was a genius, that is amazing. You don't want to be doing that. So the way I paint is like Pollock, but the structure of my paintings are not. Just a quick little bit of history, as opposed about Pollock, is that he was an abstract expressionist, and he wanted to paint from just pure emotion that came through him, and he was just trying to express what he felt about his time, the time that he was in, through an expression onto canvas. And what he did say is I don't want to form any pictures or structures on the canvas. He said if I see a picture or structure, I try and sort of decimate it, get rid of it, because that's not what I want. I don't think what he realised at the time is Pollock paints in fractals. He didn't realise that, but that's why you can look at a Pollock, throwing paint around, and look at Pollock on a wall and look so beautiful, because his brain was painting in a fractal format. Whereas if you get Joe Bloggs to do a Pollock on the floor, it looks a mess. And some people can paint like that and it looks good, but not many, So in fact, Pollock thought he was destroying a form if it was coming, but actually he was painting in a fractal form, which is quite interesting. For me, I enjoy the form communicating with me. So I'll throw one piece down, and then I want another piece that's symmetrical, and then I see something building and I add to it. So my process is very, very different to Pollock's, whereas like I said before, like Todd Barton was saying with his music, I follow the paint, I follow where it goes, and my next stroke is about the stroke that went before. Again, very different to a Pollock mentality. I would say, I've toyed with this actually and wondered what I am, but you know what, actually I'm a modern abstract expressionist probably. I love that period. It's my favourite period of time, and I would say like hip hop took funk breaks and turned it into new music. Maybe I take abstract expressionism and do my version of it today, maybe. I don't know. It's all subjective, really, I think. Anyway, I've just rambled on. Sorry about that. But maybe I'll try and bring a bit of art history in, talk about some of my favourite artists as well along the way. We are at 26 minutes. I like to keep it to half hour if I can. So what I'm going to do is just finish the podcast now with vodcast, sorry, not the podcast, with the music that I literally produced today. It was lovely, actually. I really enjoyed it. It seemed to come together. I really enjoyed what I did. I'm not saying it sounds good, but I enjoyed it. And I think that's, your first steps on any art endeavour, creative endeavour, is enjoy, feel like you've got something back, improve, enjoy, improve, reiterate, and you get to, where you want to be, which is, a high standard, high level of art or sound creation, which I'm trying to do at the moment, obviously fuse the both. So, anyway, until next week, please, if you're on here, subscribe. I haven't got thousands of viewers and subscribers. I could do get my subscribe count up. So please, if you're on the channel, subscribe. If you do want to come on when I'm doing it live and maybe chat and leave comments, ring the bell and hit the bell. And when I go live, you'll be notified of me going live. I will always give a shout out quickly on Instagram anyway. So it would be great to see. Now, next week, it's Super Booth. So I'm going to try and get a video up of some sorts. It won't be live. I would have loved to have streamed it at Super Booth Live. Love to have done that. But YouTube do not allow people now to stream from their phones unless they've got thousands of subscribers, so I can't do that. So I will try and get something up for you anyway, and then the following week I will let you know all the stuff that's happened at Super Booth, what I've been up to, and if you want to see what I'm getting up to, then probably the best place is to follow me on Instagram. That's my favourite place really, social wise. Facebook, I just repost Instagram to Facebook, so I don't really engage too much on there these days. I find Instagram's a lovely sort of ecosystem for creatives and especially for the modular scene as well. Anyway, on that note, I will love you all and leave you all. Have a great week, and I will see you in a couple of weeks live again, and I will sort of go out to the video that I made earlier today. See you soon.